Hi. That is terrible. Okay, so I don't know if you guys heard about this story about this girl who says that she got pinned down and that they cut her hair and then it came out to be a lie. And I saw a lot of people saying like, I didn't know that kids could lie or would lie like that, And kids have their reasons for lying. I'm not going into that. But people are like, I didn't know that a little girl could lie even though she's like 12. And, I've been saying this for a long time that kids can lie and why do you think there's child actors? Like, they can act, they can lie. And a lot of my friends, especially my friends that are mothers, which is like all of them, are like, no, there's no way a child could lie. I can't believe it. That's impossible. And I've been trying to tell them that it is. And while I was thinking about this, I thought about the crazy things that I did as a child and the lies that I made up. So I wanted to tell you about it's all together one of the craziest lies / incidents / manipulations I've ever done in my childhood. In my life, actually. So basically, I was in the 2nd grade, and I had heard from some people who were like in the 4th and 5th grade, that, 3rd grade is when it starts getting hard, and 3rd grade, you gotta start taking tests and stuff like that. And I did not want to do that. So I was like, I had the genius plan one day sitting in class that I was just gonna fail. I was just gonna be so dumb that they would have to fail me. They'd have to hold me back. So how was I going to do this? Well, I was going to pretend to be dumb. Even though it was midway through the year and I was doing just fine, I just decided that I would start answering every single question wrong. Every single question wrong. And that is exactly what I did. Not even a little wrong. Completely wrong. I was like 2 + 2, 74. 3 × 6, 372. Who built this boat? Whatever it was, I was gonna answer completely wrong. So, that I could get held back. And they were a little suspicious not suspicious, but they were like, she was doing fine. And all of a sudden, she's not, and she's answering things crazily. So they actually had me see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I think it was a psychiatrist. Had me talk to her, and I had an IQ test done. My IQ came out to be 112, which is perfectly normal. So they're like, okay, her IQ is fine. She doesn't seem to have any issues. She must be illiterate then. She must not be able to read because she's answering things so wrong. So they were convinced. I had convinced these grown adults that I was indeed illiterate. And they had lots of meetings with my parents, and my mother fought tooth and nail to convince them that I was not illiterate and that I indeed was very smart. But, I had fooled them too well. And so they had no choice but to hold me back, which was honestly all I wanted. I just wanted the same teacher again. I was so excited when, the end of the year, my mom was like, yeah, you failed 2nd grade. You're going to have to redo it. My mom was very upset, and I was like, really? Oh. That's really unfortunate. I was ecstatic, except I did not think it through, because turns out you don't get the same teacher twice. And the next year I had a completely different teacher. And then I just remembered the whole reason is even worse as to why I wanted the same teacher is because I had her wrapped around my finger. She was already kind of a fun teacher. She had a bunch of puppets and stuff, but it wasn't just that. I had this lady wrapped around my finger. And when I say that, I don't just mean I was a good student and she was nice to me. No, I lied and manipulated her and basically had it so easy that I didn't have to do anything in her class. So how I did this, very, very bad thing. I knew somehow, I don't know if I heard it from my mom or what, but I knew that a few years before I was born, my mother had a miscarriage. No big deal to my mom, doesn't care, it was no big deal. So I was like, well, I'm gonna use that fact to make a little lie. So one day I made myself look really, really sad, and the teacher was like, what's wrong? And I was like, well, actually, I had a little brother and he died. I wanted to stick with one gender. I don't want my story to change. So I stuck to a brother. I said, I had a little brother and he died, and I'm really sad. He was just a baby. I was really sad about that, So of course, she's like, this little girl is going through something very traumatic, so I must be easy on her. So she gave me stuffed animals, like this little bunny. I might still have it. I don't know. I should look. She gave me this little bunny, and she let me play with the puppets more often than the other students. She didn't make me answer questions as much as the other students. I could kind of just not pay attention as much as the other students because she fully believed that I was a grieving child, even though that was a full-blown lie. I even went as far as, if I didn't want to be in class, I started to just like go to the bathroom and make noises like I was gagging and throwing up, so that she, would think I was sick and call my parents to come pick me up to let me go home. But then she caught on because she was like, this is happening a little too much, so I want to see the vomit in the toilet. Do not flush it. So I just started gagging myself with my finger to throw up. Like, I went that far to do that. But that is not just it. Eventually she was just like, maybe she's just gagging herself with her finger. Like, she had my number. She was on to me. So I went a step further. I learned how to choke on my own tongue so I would gag myself and throw up, so that when she would come and watch me vomit, I could do it without her knowing, because I'm just sitting here like, can you tell that I'm trying to choke myself? No. Maybe a little bit, but like as a kid and I'm hanging over a toilet, she sees my hands are free. So, I did it so much that I even was using the word vomit as a kid because I had been to the nurse so many times saying, I vomited, I need to go home. I just went really far to escape doing work. Even in the first grade, I remember I would say I'm going to the bathroom, and then I would go to the class that was connected to our classroom by the hallway that like the bathrooms were in, like a little tiny hallway. I would sneak over there and then go pretend that I was a teacher, because like there was no teacher or class. So I would just go in there and be like, yes, today class, we're gonna learn geometry. And I was like, I want to be a teacher one day so I can write on the board. I got caught though. I wasn't just gonna walk out of the classroom because the hallway wasn't that big and the doors were glass. So I would sneak out. She probably like heard me close the door or something. I don't know why it wasn't locked. It was an empty classroom. I don't know why it wasn't locked, but it wasn't. So I was on the ground, army crawling back over so it looked like I just came out of the bathroom, which now that I think about it is disgusting because it was literally a hallway connected straight to these bathrooms where these kids have just peed, probably missing the toilet completely and not washing their hands, touching stuff, poop and pee splatter everywhere, and tracking it. I was just dragging my body across that, just dragging my body right across that. Anyways, so I was crawling across poop and pee, and I look up and I see my teacher looking at me, and she promptly took away my bathroom privileges and told my parents that I would do anything to stop working. I'm honestly not sure if I was just a crazy, manipulative, demonic child or some sort of genius. that just didn't want to do work like Einstein or something. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just smart. Well, none of it really matters anymore because I've finished school, so it doesn't really matter anymore, right? All these things have been erased. It's in the past. I probably made that lady quit. She's probably still having nightmares to this day. Anyways, that was just a random thought. I'm honestly gonna leave because I feel like trash. Anyways, I'm gonna go. So, bye.